'Cause you were born with mischief in your eyes and fire in your veins.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a review video. So, I decided that because this book was such a highly anticipated read for me, and because it was so amazing, that I was going to actually do a full-on video review for Winter by Marissa Meyer. Now, I can't guarantee I'm going to hold this up the whole time, because even though it doesn't look that big, it's big. Although sitting on my shelf, it looks to be about the same size or smaller than my paperback of Cress. This book is a lot longer. Just saying. So, I do have a written review up for this on my blog, which I will link down below for you guys, but my thoughts on here are kind of going to be more concise and more explained than my blog post was, because I am still getting used to writing out reviews instead of just filming them for my channel. So, let's just get into it. This book was released on November 10th, and it is 823 pages long, and it actually only costs $23, $22.99. Not how much I paid for it. Target is awesome, you guys. Plus, look at the Target exclusive. It's got fan art. I was so excited. So, worth going to get it at Target. But of course, with this book, I was pulled right into it. I have been for all of the Lunar Chronicles books, and this one was no different. And in the start, it's very interesting to see how Winter reacts to and feels about Levana, because, yeah, Levana pretty much raised her, and it's interesting. There was a very, very sweet chapter between Cinder and Kai right at the start of the book. It was only a couple chapters in, and it was just so sweet, and I loved it, and I'm trying not to give out any spoilers, so that's all I'm going to say. I am just giving my feelings on it. I'm not gonna, say anything important. And the one thing I will say is that in Chapter 5, there is some interaction between Scarlet and Winter that just sealed the deal for how much I was going to love Winter in this book. Yeah, it was a really good interaction, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going to love Winter a lot. And in the start of the book, you get glimpses, like a chapter each, of how the different couples are doing, pretty much. And, you see how all the characters are doing in between Cress and Winter. And I really loved the glimpses you got into that, and it was just really good to see, pretty much. And I am probably going to pronounce the name wrong, because I don't know how exactly it's pronounced, but I've been pronouncing it like Jason. So, I absolutely shipped Winter and Jason right from the start. The moment I saw how they interacted together and how Jason felt for her, I just shipped it, and I shipped it hard. Around chapter 25, though, I was absolutely done with Levana. More than I already was. And this book, it makes you hate her 10 times more than you already did before this book came out. And it just kept getting worse and worse throughout this book. From chapter 25 on, it's just like, okay, please die. Please go away. We all hate you now. Even more than we already did, pretty much. There was a spot in this book where I was a little bit confused at what was going on. It was more of a suspenseful kind of thing, like, because the books can be a little predictable. They're fairy tale retellings, of course they're a tiny bit predictable. I liked the little what what's going on that happened with this, because it was something a little unpredictable, and it was kind of cool, and I liked that it was like a what the heck moment. But that was with Cinder's stepmom and stepsister, so it was like, interesting. What? But this book overall went from absolutely calm to absolutely crazy in about 2.5 seconds, and I loved it so much, because I cannot stand books where it's just calm throughout the whole thing or crazy throughout the whole thing. This was like, you got a good amount of calm and then a good amount of crazy, then a good amount of calm, then a good amount of crazy, and it's not like slow, good, slow, good. It was good throughout the entire thing, and it was perfect to have that, like, balance. At least to me, there was a balance in it. I was definitely a little upset with something that happened about halfway through the book, but, you know, Marissa Meyer had a plan, and the scene had to happen for the plan to work. But it still really upset me that it had to happen at all. But I did love the scene in this with Winter and the wolf soldiers. Like Wolf, but the others. It was absolutely funny, and it just made me crack up the entire time that I was reading this scene between Winter and the wolf soldiers. I was definitely worried for Winter with what happened to her in a later chapter, what Levana did to her, but I kind of knew nothing was going to come of it. I knew that, Marissa Meyer wasn't going to kill Winter off, but at the same time, what happened did worry me a little bit. There was just so many crazy, happy moments in this that had me cheering the entire time. I think I had a smile on my face the entire time I was reading this book, even when worrisome stuff was happening or hateful stuff was happening, like whenever Levana was in this book. There was one line I absolutely loved in this book, and I really want someone to make me a bookmark of it. So if you guys make bookmarks, definitely I would love for you to make me one. But that is the line, broken isn't the same as unfixable. It was said twice in the book. I can't remember exact pages. I know Cinder said it at one point to Iko, and I think Iko said it to Cinder. I can't remember. But it's just like, it's a line that absolutely stood out to me in this book, and I loved that line. I seriously didn't want this book to end. I had been dragging this book out all week. I got it on the 10th. I finished it Monday, this past Monday. And I just didn't want it to end. The last 100 pages for me, I wanted to savor it and slow it down. I ended up not. I ended up reading half of the book in between Sunday night and Monday morning. But the first half, I dragged out so hard because I didn't want it to end. But yeah, like, this whole book, I wish it wasn't over, seriously. The battle in this between Cinder and her supporters, and I will probably always call her Cinder. I cannot get my mind to call her Celine yet. But the battle between Cinder and Levana, and, Levana's minions and Cinder's supporters, was just epic. It was so well written. It was drawn out to the perfect degree. It wasn't a short and simple, that was fast battle. It wasn't like, okay, this needs to be over with. It was perfectly written. It was the right pacing. It was the right length to keep you interested, and it was just awesome. I loved it. And the ending was just so perfect, in my opinion, but I'm really sad this is over with. I mean, it's done. Sure, we have Stars Above coming out in February. I think it's February that Stars Above is coming out, but that's just the novellas, and there isn't... Yeah. I mean, I know that there are extra stories going into it, I think. I don't know. Like I was saying before Callie started barking, it's over. It's done with. I'm completely sad it's done with. I did not want this series to end. I kind of feel like if she doesn't write an epilogue in Stars Above, I don't know much about Stars Above yet. I just know it's the bind-up novellas that have already been released, but I feel like if she doesn't write an epilogue in it, or something that shows you what's going on now that the war is over, and maybe implementing what Cinder says she's going to do in the end of the book, it's just gonna be very sad, and it's gonna be like, she's just gonna leave you always wanting more. Like what happened with Harry Potter, you know, you got an epilogue, but you still want more. You want, like, another series of stories. So it's like, I don't know. Overall, I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I am so glad I read it. It's just an amazing end to the series. And I am definitely excited for Stars Above to come out so that I can read all of the novellas. I have not read any of the novellas, even if they are in the back of the books. I'm waiting for the bind-up to come out. Honestly, I was the same way with the Selection series, and now I'm doing that for the Little Chronicles. But yes, and I actually managed to hold the book the entire time. I'm proud of myself. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching it. Like I said, I will leave a link down below for the written post of this, which pretty much just says the same thing. But it does have a little bit of extra stuff in it, a little bit of extra details that I put as I was writing, thinking it out. But that is it. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, everyone.
'Cause you were born with mischief in your eyes and fire in your veins.